I've got the latest crypto strategic reserve updates. We're also going to talk prices of our favorites, XRP, XLM, and others. Elizabeth Warren wants answers. Others are getting into the strategic reserve.
I'm a dirty boy, and this is your warning.
Well, it's official. No more Taco Tuesday because it's Poop Taco Sunday. Before we get into the bloodbath on the streets, I've got updates for you regarding the strategic reserve meeting. Look at Pi, down deep 25% last 24 hours. But before we get into all that, your comments come first. Hot, spicy, naughty, relevant, maybe I'll share it. Cliff, 30-day Collins, dropping support on the channel. It says thanks. Well, thank you for dropping support. And thank everyone for all the comments, thumbs up, likes, supers. It's been amazing. Cliff, you are a legend. Jeremy Touche's hanging out with us, dropping support on the channel as well. Thanks, Jeremy. So Klaus, you mentioned you heard that XRP and others were not supposed to be mentioned in the reserve. However, they all had of those companies at the meeting. You think maybe there's some secrecy going on behind closed doors. Also, though it was a nothing burger, I still think that maybe this is a starting point for us, which I think is pushing us closer to our goal. Is this just wishful thinking? The idea of it not being mentioned, what they were trying to say was it was mentioned the wrong way. How XRP, Sol, and ADA are going to be like a whole separate basket. The big focus is BTC, and then you're going to have this thing over there. It was supposed to be mentioned that way, and instead it came out as those were the big ones. Then what we saw was what? We saw Pumperoni and Dumperoni of the three, right? XRP essentially erased all of its gains from that news because all of a sudden then we're like, oh, there's more emphasis on BTC. So essentially what you're seeing is the alts getting the excitement, but BTC still giving the love. And the problem is that BTC is not even getting the love. Wait, we'll get into that because I've got updates for you. Trillions of updates. Yeah, you want to leverage US debt to buy BTC? You want to raise taxes to buy BTC? Holy crap. One more for you. Christopher D. Hinckley says, my powder is all soaked in blood. Oh, I can understand the vibe. Do you have dry powder ready? Because we might be breaking that $2 XRP soon. Speaking of XRP sitting at 213, ETH is 2030, BNB at 555, ADA 73 cents. XLM 26.7. Look at Doge mega discount zone down to 12%. We already touched on Pi, and I'm sure not touching on Pi. HBAR 20 cents, holding on fairly well to that 20 cent mark. A lot of players are bleeding red. Poop tacos, everyone. And how do you feel with the Crypto Summit? Vote down below. Elizabeth Warren, though, wants answers. She writes to crypto czar David Sachs to request transparency with the BTC reserve. First things first, Boobala. How about y'all in the House and Senate are transparent and open with us? Nancy Pelosi and her husband have one hell of a trading record. I guess when, you were the Speaker of the House for so long, you had information before others did, before it went public, and you used that information to make you some money. That's a bit illegal. Just throwing it out there. But you know what? Warren, she wants answers. This is what she said. I wrote today to request information about how you as President Trump's crypto czar have addressed your conflicts of interest and how you will prevent the president and other private individuals from directly profiting off of the Trump administration's efforts to selectively pump the value of certain crypto assets, drop crypto asset-related enforcement actions, and deregulate the industry. She's coming out swinging, saying you are pumping and dumping on the markets. Dude, homegirl is swinging big time, and it's super sus. We're not fans of Warren, right? Pocahontas is poke shit, piece of shit. Taco, Poopy Tuesday, right? No more Taco Tuesday, it's Poop Taco Sunday. Because no more poop sandwiches. We sold out of poop sandwiches. We're moving to poop tacos. So Warren, first things first. If you want like mega transparency, what I want transparency from everyone in the House and the Senate. Done. I want that. And this is beyond crypto. I just want this because we know there's a lot of insider trading and it's BS. Now hold on, this goes even further. These actions have the potential to benefit billionaire investors, Trump administration insiders, and speculators at the expense of middle-class families. That's all from Warren. So what she's saying is she's like, look, there's some shadiness going on with this. All of a sudden, you're dropping all the cases, but we know a lot of cases were BS anyways because the laws really weren't that clear. We were in a zone where meme stuff like Doge had the same regulatory clarity as an XRP, as an ADA, as a utility token. Yeah, that's really, really, really weird. So, Warren, she's got a point. The pump and dump thing, just throwing it out there. Did you really think that when we heard about XRP, ADA, SOL for strategic reserve, that we would be talking about being less than what the price was when that announcement was made? Did you think that was possible? Was that on your bingo card for the week? By the way, happy Sunday, start of a new week. This is an absolute dumpster fire disaster. Right now, 14% of you of the 2,700 vote. Please vote down below. I want to get as many votes as possible so we have the best data set. I don't care how you're, I mean, I do care what your feelings are, but I don't care if you're pro, negative, neutral. Vote down below. 14% of you said yes, they're doing a great job. 38% say this is a disaster, with about half of the people going, it's too early to tell, or I really don't give a flying. This is where stuff gets interesting, all right? Michael Saylor proposes $81 trillion Bitcoin reserve plan to the United States government. We've got like 17 billion right now in seized BTC. My guy, the United States, the public of the United States, me and you watching, do not want to leverage future debt, aka increase our tax burden, start borrowing money from others on heavy, heavy interest rates, and use that to buy BTC. Where the flying are we going to get 81 trillion? See, now the problem you got is that MicroStrategy and Saylor have basically been leveraging future debt to buy BTC. Here's the worrisome part. The company Strategy has lost money 4 quarters in a row. It doesn't matter what their share price is. As a company, they are losing money. So then the shareholders become the retail that gets dumped on. Sounds like a familiar story? I think it does. But where are we going to come up with this? We're not going to raise our taxes that much, and we don't have that much of an economy stimulus to make that happen. This dude is smoking the good stuff, and he's not sharing. Saylor's plan, presented as a blueprint for economic dominance, calls for the nation to acquire between 5% and 25% of the BTC over the next decade. I shared this at the White House Digital Assets Summit. Well, then we get dipshit plans like this. And don't get me wrong, BTC maxis out there even have to agree with me on this, thinking, no, we should not be raising our debt right now to buy BTC. 81 fucking trillion of it. We've already got a ton of debt. Our taxes already suck. Government waste is already horrible. We're very inefficient. And you want to add more debt to the books? Where is this going to come from? Even if you sold your gold, you'd only have like 11 billion. You sold all your oil, let's just pretend. Let's just pretend we're just fucking nuts and we're liquidating everything we got in the government. You sell your oil, you got like what, maybe like 20 billion in oil? So, ooh, there you go. You just raised 30 billion. He's talking about 81 trillion to do BTC. Wants to acquire 5 to 25% of the network and trust for the nation through consistent programmatic daily purchases between 2025 and 2035. So over a 10-year period, your average is going to be 8.1 trillion a year. Well, I guess we could say that plan's not going to fucking happen. So now we get to the crypto summit and we zoom out and we go, so this is the fucking shit that they heard there? You and I could come up with a much better plan, a much more sensible basket. Dude, we've got 17 billion, we're in massive debt, and you want to average out 8.1 trillion a year for the next 10 years just to go into BTC. Screw what we're going to need for medical coverage for people, screw what we're going to need for the social security system, screw everything. Let's just go BTC and screw it. This, okay, so you wonder why the market is taking a big poop? Not just because of the poop sandwiches, but because of the poop tacos. Because we're getting more and more insight onto the stupid stuff that was pitched. We're getting more and more insight that this wasn't really that bullish for the market, because where's the money going to come from? Like, that's the whole thing. I shared in specifics those stats I gave you in regards to gold, in regards to oil, petroleum, what we have in reserve. Those are accurate stats of what we have. We have nowhere near the money to make it happen. You gonna just print it? Uh-oh, that would cause inflation, wouldn't it? So no, you can't do that either. So if you wonder why we pumped and dumped, it's because it all comes down to money. Where is the money gonna come from? Who's going to be spending all that money? And the rates are absolutely bonkers right now. By the way, we are at 209 for XRP, down 10.5% for the day. That's why you hit the notification bell, because this is happening right now. And I get these videos out fast. So your story, when you zoom out, is like, okay, cool. Mention the strategic reserve. Insiders have the deets on the bullshittery that's going on. The crypto summit happens, and then guess what? We dump like an MFer from that. We go from 250, 260 in the crypto summit to now 209. I mean, and it's not like others out there are doing much better. Look at the 7-day percent. That is all red. Only player not red is Bitcoin Cash. 7-day percentage, Stellar down 24%. Avalanche 25. This is an absolute disaster. That's why only 13, 14% of you think they're doing a good job. That's a bad stat no matter what. And for the 14% of you that are watching, awesome. I'm so glad that you felt this way. I'm so glad that you shared it. But zoom out again. If there's 14% of people that think choice X, Y, or Z is positive, that's a very small percentage. Wouldn't you want, like, maybe the choice being good, I don't know, 60%, maybe 70% of you are thinking, hey, this is a good thing? If only 14% of the people think it's good, we're in some trouble. The ETFs are bleeding badly. Some of our favorites are bleeding badly. And don't get me wrong, I get it. Dry powder on the side, it's ready to buy. I have been stacking, and I know when I'm buying. I know exactly my targets for everything, and I am ready. Now, if I see some short-term opportunity to turn around 40, 50%, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to take that action, because we're all stuck at pumps and dumps, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Because right now it's all been tons of crapola. Look at this. We've erased the direct mention of XRP in a strategic reserve. We've completely erased that. Don't get me wrong. I still think there's a good use case. I still think we need the macros to come around for us. I still think the case being gone is going to be a good thing. But if that pricing is already baked in and the strategic reserve is crap and it comes down to an $81 trillion plan... Dude, we are screwed with this strategic reserve. The strategic reserve as a whole turns out to be what, everyone? Turns out to be a poop taco. Salty lime. Really salty, like a residue. Oh, electrolytes, pre-race ones, all right? All right. No matter how you cut it, 14% approval rate sucks, right? That's bad. No matter how you cut it, the market is now lower than where we were before we even started the strategic reserve announcement. Bad, no matter how you cut it. You got ETFs out there bleeding big time, the worst we've ever seen. That's your institutional money. So institutional money was like, yo, juicy, 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 poop sandwich. Oh, poop taco, I'm sorry, we sold out of the sandwiches. That's not good no matter how you cut it. The good is the opportunity to buy at some crazy low prices and hope for the rebound action. Some of you that are doing the DCA action, yeah, you love the big red days. For those of you like the short-term swings because of the pump and dump nature of the market, well, then there you go. You got the volatility to make the plays in the short term. But you got to take that risk, and holy crap, is there a lot of risk on the table. The fact that we're lower now price-wise than where we were before the strategic reserve was announced tells us that Trump versus macros won. Macros won by a ton because this announcement turned out to be a big nothing burger. And if the bigs out there were pitched debt solutions to buy BTC, and we're right now in that same administration working to get rid of the debt, trying to clean up all the government spending, and your plan is to add to the spending, oh, come on. And it's not an amount that's digestible either. Seriously, there were politicians there that were sitting at this crypto summit going, yo, this fucking dude just said $81 trillion over the next 10 years? $81 trillion. You want us to almost triple our national debt just to do one thing. I mean, it wouldn't benefit him or anything, would it? Because, I mean, he's already got mega Bitcoin bags. But, like, for real, that's what these politicians heard. Well, Mr. Saylor, where would you like that money to come from? You could leverage future debt, money printer go burr. Welcome to the inflation world. The dollar crashes and then BTC is what? Like held up by currencies that crash? Like it's just so stupid, this shit that's being proposed. Now if Saylor would have been like, yo, here's the deal. Your strategy is to buy 10 billion, 15 billion a year. Try to buy the red days as much as you can. I think we could all digest that. We'd be like, okay, it's not an astronomical, crazy amount number. We're cool with that. Maybe even if they were like 100 billion. But try to buy 100 billion over the next couple years and try to keep up with it. Oh, okay, yeah. Maybe still a little weird, but like we could kind of digest it. But yo, 81 trillion? What other stupid ass shit plans were shared at this meeting? You know what this is telling me? That the people at these meetings, albeit experts, don't understand what it looks like when you zoom out and look at the entire piece. They might be really good at this particular zone right here, but they're so tunnel visioned and they're so wrapped up in their way of doing things that they're trying to apply that to crypto, and it's making a mess. Yeah, I've got a race in less than a week, so if I seem a little bit more crispy, it's because I'm trying to mentally get ready for it, because I kind of got to get hard, you know, kind of like the old David Goggins thing. I got to do 100 miles in 24 hours if all goes right. Whoo! Whether it's raining or sunny or cold or windy or whatever, I got to be ready to do it. So yeah, that's why we got the gross electrolytes, baby. And of course what? Choo-choo bitches.